What's up, Nate? Stephen Green's in the house. What's up, guys? So I'm going to go ahead and start talking. If anybody wants to catch up later, they can. This won't be a long one. I know a lot of you watched my scope the other night on how to be ready for hail if it hits your area. And Tony did a scope last night on retail. So I had a follow-up here, and it's going to be very specific for one item, and that is going to be exactly what you need to stock up. I mentioned stocking up on paperwork if you're not using an app. So I'm going to talk about that and show you what I use. And I'm also going to show some of you hail guys out there that are out there trying to land accounts. You know, I don't mind good competition. So if you are looking for some sales tools that will help you, I'm going to show you some things that I use and I've been really successful with. One thing is a smaller PDR company, if you're not a corporate company, you really kind of want to duplicate what they do already. You know, it's all paperwork. People call it a paper company, and that's okay. But you want to simulate that you are the same as them, if not better. And by simulating, I mean paperwork. At the end of the day, you're going to do as good a job as anybody else. So why not look the part and get your foot in the door to show them? And to invite followers, you swipe right, and then there's some info there. You hit the little share button, and you share with all followers. So if you guys can share this, it's going to help some other people as well. So anyways, again, this is going to be a two-part scope. It won't take long. It's everything that I use to sell my services if I'm on the road. And it's another everything that I use if I come to your city and help you. If you want to use my paperwork, this is what I have. And if you want to use yours, it's something you should consider getting. And for the hail guys, some good stuff in here for you too. So I'm going to start with the hail guys, all right? So I kind of got everything laid out here, and I'm going to flip this camera around real quick. All right, hail guys and local guys. This is an old box, but I'm sure you've all seen it before. This is good to have all your documents on it. If you're a local guy, keep one of these in your shop full of all the paperwork I'm getting ready to show you. It wouldn't hurt to have, you know, each body shop you go to, just drop one off and stick it in the corner and say, hey, here's some hail items. So when it hails here, you know, whoever you put in that shop is going to have everything with your company information on it ready to go at the beginning. In that box can be, you know, estimates, tech sheets, and I'll show you all this in a minute, but this box is handy for local guys. It's also handy for hail guys to take all their sales tools in there. So local guys, anybody doing dealerships, anytime you go to Walmart, just grab these things. You know, green sticker means it's done, or whatever color you choose. Markers, got tons of these things. You can never have enough of these. When it hits, you never want to have to circle up cars. But if you do circle them up, you better have some in stock, or you're going to be tempted to write with something that's going to either stain the paint. These, I don't know if I'm going to use these this year. I've always used them, but Tony Frazier had a really good one the other night that he used, and or not last week in his class. And he says they're the best ones. So if he's on here, maybe he can share which ones to use. All right, some of these are very simple. And again, the reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to prove a point to you. Just because you hear somebody say stock up on paperwork and you go, yeah, I'm going to stock up on paperwork, you have to actually do it. It's the difference between, there it is, Crayola window crayons. It's a difference between being successful and not being successful. And anyways, have a bunch of folders available because you're going to need it for the text and your paperwork as well. I know you can get them at Walmart. You can get these at Walmart, but having them ahead of time is so key. I can't say that enough. So I don't know if Walmart carries those or not. Tony can tell you. So if you're having guys work for you, get you an independent contractor agreement and word it that way. Don't word it subcontractor agreement. There's a fine line between the two, and independent contractor removes some liability. I don't understand the exacts of it, but it does matter. So, and I have a copy of this. Everything I'm showing you here today, with the exception of a few sales items that I use, I like to keep, you know, private. But all the other files, I can share anything you want, and you can change it to fit your needs. Blank W-9s. When you get a guy to come work for you, you want to make sure that you get this information on day one. If you wait till the middle of the storm or halfway through the storm, you don't want to, be stuck with him not giving you information, or, you want to have it at the beginning. If cars are all circled up, yeah. Yep. So blank W-9s, you go on the website or on the internet rather, look up fillable form W-9 and you'll find one. It pulls up as a PDF and you can print them out as many as you want. So independent contractor agreement, W-9 form, these two things along with their certificate of insurance, I would strongly suggest you ask for that, general liability or garage keepers. And if you're required to have workers' comp, ask them for that as well. Keep it in the file. So when hail hits your area, you're going to have a file. New guy shows up, you hand it to him. It's got everything he needs in there. That's such a big help. You're not wasting time. All of these things together, if you go wait till the last minute, you're not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. If you are doing it yourself and you've got a list of guys that you got to call in that you plan on calling, it doesn't hurt to spend a couple bucks, get them some business cards. Again, these are all things that you don't have to do, but they're just going to help you succeed. So you get a guy, you put him in a body shop, Ian Lamb, for example, and the manager asks him for his business card at the end of the day because he's working with them all day. Well, you don't want him giving him the card that says the dentist. Sure, he gets it, but how much more professional is it if it shows you, and I'll answer questions later, guys. We'll do some Q&A. But if he hands you a card that says your company name on it already, all the information on it can be yours except for his name and cell phone number. I don't know if that's coming in clear or not, but everything is the same as yours, but they're personal information. So it's good to stock up, get your 10 guys, get the information, make them 100 cards, Vista print, whatever. It just shows more professionalism. All right, that's for the techs. On the sales side, for hail companies out there, get some folders or some sales tools. But these are things I really don't need to go into too much depth on. But, if you use a matrix, get some plastic ones made up so your shop's can have one, the estimators can have one. And yeah, I plan on saving this scope to YouTube. These are my sales tools, my hail company commitment, my job site protocol. They both go on either side of the folder. I don't know if I had one made up here or not. I do somewhere. If not, I'll find it. Hail service agreements. I have a contract specific, one for body shops, one for dealerships, and I asked them to sign it. A lot of guys are afraid to ask for a contract. I don't care if they're your friends or not at the body shops. If you're going to be doing work with them with this much money, get a contract signed. It covers your ass. You never know. I also have pre-made copies of my insurance certificate. So I put this in with all my sales folders. So all 5 of these items go in my sales folder along with some sizing magnets, which are cheap. So those will help the guys in the shop see, they have one there. They stick it on their cabinet even. And then I also have some pre-made W-9s with my information already filled out on it. So, you hand them, you walk into a shop, you give them everything they need. Your techs have everything they need. Your shops have everything you need, and you're ready to rock. So, all right, the other half of this is local guys. When I talked the other night about doing a storm yourself, possibly, you had 2 options: do it yourself, or I'm sorry, use an app or use paper. If you use an app, this is all you need: an iPad. And if you're going to be using Mobile Tech RX like I am, I would suggest getting an iPad Air because it uses cellular data and you don't have to depend on a Wi-Fi connection. You cannot write an estimate if you do not have Wi-Fi. So if you're going to buy an iPad, buy the iPad Air. All right, again, this is only if you're going to use paper. If you decided that, stock up. This is something I use. If I don't want to scribble on the estimates they have or rewrite it on paper, I call this a supplement sheet. It's pretty simple. You guys can take a screenshot if you want to, so you can check it out when the scope's over, and I can also send you some PDFs of this. But basically, it takes the guesswork out of it. If the hood has 700 on it and you need 1,000 on it, you know, you go on their estimate and you scribble 1,000. Well, they say, does that mean 1,000 more or 1,000 total? So this one shows, you know, all the vehicle information, how much the original estimate was, how much more you're asking for, total of the ticket, and additional R&I that's needed. And they keep that in their file. And that's very, very simple, and it's a good form they like. Matrices, have plenty of these on hand if you're doing it by paper. You know, 2 parts is usually enough. You're going to need individual invoices on the car. You don't want to be using your matrix that you wrote an estimate on for a bill, because things get confusing. You write one up, then it comes back with a couple things changed. You scribble this off, it's just a mess. So get you some individual invoices, plain and simple, each panel, total, and staple it with the final copy of the estimate you got from the body shop. This is a weekly statement. So again, if you're using paper, have a statement. These are very simple. The stock numbers or the invoice numbers from here can transfer onto here. So at the end of the week, you've given them all these, one to you, one to the tech, staple the copy that goes to the shop, 10, 20 copies to this copy, and they've got everything in there. Again, this is all very simple stuff, but all together, you'll be prepared. So this is what you need to have. One more thing to have is some tech sheets. If you're doing paper, I keep saying that. I just want to make sure you guys know that. Duh. Tech sheets are a must. You know, let them keep track of all their cars, and then at the end of the week, you compare all the cars that they have in there to all the cars you have on here, and you don't have any loose ends and no cars get missed. If you miss billing out on one car, it's going to cost you a couple grand. So I do recommend electronic invoicing, because this is a thing of the past, and a lot of companies are selling their services that everything they do is electronic. So so the folders that I was telling you about, if you do it right, you walk into a shop to sell it, you know, you walk in there, you got all your pieces in there, you got your sales tools in front, hail service agreement, copy of your certificate, a sizing magnet, toss a business card in there, and you're one and done when you walk in. And then if you get the account, make sure you have your pre-filled out W-9s. So anyways, fellas, is this blurry or is it just me? It looks really blurry. Maybe my finger was in front of it. So anyways, this was a follow-up to the other night. Well, Nate, you probably need glasses too. You're getting old. All right, and then one more thing. A lot of you guys know who I am and what I'm about. Some of you don't. But all this stuff that you're doing is designed to make you more money, and that's what we're in business for. You know, money isn't everything, but it means a lot, and it helps you succeed in what you want. And then the number one thing, always remember when you're working, even if you're off, do something every single day to improve your chances of success, because in the end, this is all that matters to you and me, is your family and your friends. So that's exactly why I wake up every morning, even if I'm not working, and I find something to do. So do your homework, take the time. If you woke up one morning this week and said, I'm going to do this, I promise you, when you get all this stuff done and you have it laying out and you're ready to go, you will feel so much more confident, and you will have a better chance of succeeding than you did the day before, and then the other guy that kind of puts it off. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this scope, and I'll do some more later on in the week. I'm going to flip this around so you can see me. I think I tapped it too many. Hope it helps, and I'm hoping I can also get this on YouTube. But that's it for today. There were some questions. Does anybody want to ask any questions? I haven't had a chance to read anything. I better plug my phone in too. Who's on the phone? Yep. Tony, did you put up where you got those markers at earlier and what brand they were? 20 fresher. I got the magnets made at my sister-in-law's business, and I can share that information with you. Tell you what, email me, ryan@thehalecompany.com, and I will forward her information. All you have to do is call her and tell her you want the same magnets that I have, and she'll add your logo and information to it. And those sizes are exact. I mean, you put them up to the coin that it's compared to, and it's dead on the money. It's not bigger and it's not smaller. The forms I'm going to share, I don't know that I'm actually going to put that in all the forums, but I will email those to you. Again, if you email me, I had a couple dozen guys email me the other night for the checklist. I sent it off to them as soon as I could. If you want some of these forms, email me, and then just put forms in the subject line, and then in the content, let me know which ones you want, or if you want them all, I'd be happy to send them to you. Again, you're going to have to take these and put all your own information on it, obviously, but they're really handy to have, and they're really not expensive. Anything else? Ryan@thehalecompany.com. And I hope I see some of you guys out there looking all professional. You know, a guy that's doing it really good right now is Ramiro Resendez. I got my folders from my sister-in-law also. She does all my printing for me. So there are some things I print here from a PDF on my computer. I have letterheads in color. That's another thing. I'm glad you asked that. So I'm going to show you another thing that matters. Stuff. It's in color. And color copies can be very expensive. So when you get some letterheads made up, have them made in color. They're not that expensive. You do them in bulk. And then take the document, the PDF file, and print it on the letterhead. Anything with sales tools, I think it's worth the investment to spend another 20 cents in color. Color looks amazing. Even on, if you look at my my matrices, they're there. The places I use black and white, don't hate me, guys. Subcontractor agreements. I seriously doubt when you're getting ready to pull in the kind of income you're going to make, you're going to question whether you want to work with me or not, because the title is black and white. So there's always a place to save a little money, and then there's a right place to spend the money. All of this stuff is color, except for my matrices, because these are going to go a dime a dozen, and doesn't matter. Color and black and white. So my sister-in-law, she doesn't really give me a discount. She probably won't give you a discount, but she does a really good job, and anything you need, she can make for you. All right, any more questions? Dun, 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 dun. I always feel like I hang up too soon. Maybe you guys are tired of hearing me. I'm glad I followed Maria today. She did a scope right when I was about to. And man, I'm glad I did. I'd have like 2 viewers on here right now. I will tell her that. Yep, she went to take some homework to the kids at school. I'm ready. But you know what? It's funny. I say I'm ready, but tomorrow I'm going to find something else. I'll find something else that I can do. How can I get a Hale Company hat? I need to make some more. I had a couple dozen made and gave them all away. I don't even have one myself. Not born ready. Trust me, when I go out on a storm, I'm going to wish I had done more stuff. Why didn't I do this? I should have thought of that. So, I wish I had somebody telling me to do this stuff 10 years ago. I'd be a lot further along right now. But there's always something. So just make it a point to do something. Invest. I almost quoted somebody without giving them credit. I watched Grant Cardone yesterday. It was a 10-minute video, and he was talking about success. And the one thing that caught my ear was he said, invest in your business. And when he said that, he said he doesn't mean tools or products. He means invest in you. Invest in skill sets, mentors, coaches. Invest in things that you can have that nobody can take away from you. All of these things we got here today, those are investments for me that are going to go away, and I'll get more. It's not hard to do. But invest in yourself and learn something that's going to help you succeed even further. And that's kind of why I like doing these things. I'm hoping somebody else can learn. and there's no charge for this. I enjoy doing it. Knowledge is power. Yes, you're right. Your brain, and everybody talks about their ink pen makes them more money. That's true, but that iPad's pretty awesome too. I'm looking forward to using that this year. So somebody asked a question about insurance earlier. What was that, if they're still here? That's the only one I remember that looked interesting that I missed. No insurance questions? All right. Well, guys, I appreciate you paying attention, and gals. I'm going to try and save this. Yeah, the Mobile Tech RX is incredible. And I don't know what Neverland is, so yeah, he got blocked. I've been pretty fortunate. I haven't had any trolls yet, but it's not like all the girls are going to be texting me here going, hey, dude, what's up? Should the techs have their own insurance? Two-part answer, yes and yes. Yes, number one, because it protects you. General liability and garage keeper is going to protect you in any situation. It is also something that you need to do to protect the guy that you're subcontracting for. A lot of them will require it. Same with workers' comp. All right, hold on one second. I don't know those guys. I hope they're not dent guys, but I hate it. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Anyways, anything else? We good here? I hope it helped you. If you need any of these PDFs for your own purpose, Ryan@thehalecompany.com, and I'll see you on a scope pretty soon. If you got some ideas on what you want me to talk about, shoot me an email also. And like Tony, I will also answer some questions. Any problems with starting and stopping insurance? I think there are problems with that. I mean, I've heard before, I don't know this for a fact, but call your guy, but if you have a policy, you're stopping and starting, I know on general liabilities and garage keeper, it's more of an issue, but I did see Anthony Spencer, look him up on Facebook and shoot him a message, but he said that you can stop and start workers' comp based on whether you're working or not, which kind of makes sense why they would allow that. But the other one, man, I just keep it for the year. You never know when you're going to pop out for a dent or, just keep your insurance. You're a business. You're not going to see, the local butcher shop's not going to shut down their insurance when they go on vacation for a week. Just keep your business running professional. Everything about it. You're always ready. Being prepared is so important to any business, but I'm going to tell you what, when you're in a business like ours, that everything changes. Your business goes from nothing to all out in a matter of one storm. You don't have time to get ready. So the more things you have ready, the more prepared you are, the more chances of success you're going to have. So I can't think of another business that preparation means so much for. All right. And last time, Ryan@thehalecompany.com. Email me if you want any forms. Email me if you have any questions that you want me to discuss specifically. All right. And don't forget your family. See you guys.